Hi, my name is Laurie. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to cut a bob on a doll. And this particular doll, it's a client's doll, and there was a picture before if you could see it, of Susan Flannery, and I can't remember her name now in her character, but she had this nice bob. So the first thing you want to do is make sure the hair is really wet. Then you're going to part it into 3 sections. And then you're going to part that little tiny bottom part at the nape, and you can see how I start in the middle and then I cut out. I'm going to cut all the way across on one side, and then I'll go and I'll do the other side. This is how you will control the length. Also set your line, for the rest of the cut, how short you want it to be. And you always cut that bottom line just a little bit shorter than the rest of the haircut because you want the hair to kind of curl under. So, sorry about the blurring. I actually had to cut quite a bit out of the video because it kept going in and out. My arm kept messing with the camera. But anyway, as you can see, the next thing, I pull down another layer of hair and I just keep cutting, going from middle out and middle out on both sides. This way, if you try to cut the hair from one side to another, you're just going to get like a slant. You won't be able to get an even cut. It's really hard to do. So the best way to control it is to start in the middle out and then the back the other way. And this way, it will keep your hair nice and even. Also, you want to comb your hair a lot, and you want to keep it super wet because it makes the hair stick together. And then you won't have any, hairs that get out of the way. So I'm going to continue doing this. I'll pull another piece down, and you want to make sure that each layer that you pull down is pretty thin. And this is going to take a while. This haircut took me a good hour because I wanted to make sure I got it right, especially when it's a precision cut like a bob. So I just pull down a little section. Here's another one. And see how you can see through the hair? So I can see underneath hair. And then I can just follow my guideline each time. So also, another thing that I want to mention when you're doing this cut is you want to keep the head pushed forward. And I just go ahead and push the whole kind of doll forward because the head didn't tilt forward well. Well, I've switched here to the front, to the side. So what you want to do is the exact same thing on both sides, using the back guideline and then cutting forward. So you don't have as much hair. You've got about half as much hair to cut, and you don't want to cut too much hair either. Make sure each one of your pieces that you're pulling down are thin enough that you can see through them. So I just kept doing this, and I'm going to tell you right now that for some reason I was being very shy and afraid to cut too much hair, and I really wanted a classic bob, but I ended up cutting a swing bob. So I'm going to have to go back and recut those sides again. But you know what? And this is just a rule to follow. You can always take more off, but you can't put it back. So it's better to be on the cautious side of things. So I'm not showing it in the video because, like I said, I had a lot of blurring, but I do a lot of spritzing and a lot of combing. You can see the paint on my thumb. I painted a doll earlier, and I still have, it didn't all come out when I washed my hands. So I'm just following my guideline, and I believe we're still in the swing bob phase, but I'll have to go back and redo it. And I am keeping the length a little bit shorter underneath and gradually going longer. And I don't know if I already said this, but that is so that the hair will curl under. It also gives this really pretty stacked look, and it worked great on this doll, just like it does a person, which was funny because, rooted doll hair is so completely different. So once I got the hair all cut, I went back and I comb it really good, make sure it's wet, and I just make sure there's no little strands or stray hairs. doing the other side now. And for this, I really like using one of these little, oh, what are they called? They're embroidery scissors. I can't remember the name of them. They have a name. Anyway, I like to use these because they're small and easy to control for a doll. I don't have my hair cutting scissors anymore. I don't know what I did with them, but they probably would have needed to be sharpened anyway. These aren't super sharp. I wish they were sharper. I know you can buy hair cutting scissors at this drugstore, but it's nothing like the professional ones that you can get. But you do the best that you can with what you have. So as you can see, I'm pulling down a little section at a time, and it just makes it super easy to get your cut even. So it looks like I am starting over, and you can't really tell. Well, there you go. See how I'm trying to make sure the head is angled to the side? It just makes for a nicer bob to have the hair tilted and the head tilted. So I am going to cut through this all over again because I wanted a straight across bob. My bad. And I do apologize for whenever my arm gets in the way. Now I've gone on to the other side. So maybe what I'll do right now, since I'm still trying to get this haircut evened out, is talk about the hair color. So this particular doll had white hair, and it's a toner doll. I can't think of her name, but she had white hair, and she did not have any kind of part. And you can see the scalp is white underneath. I'm not going to worry about it because the hair is only blonde, so it's not a big deal. But what I did was I dyed the hair. And I really do want to do a video demonstrating how I dyed the hair. And I will, I swear. But I got the lesson from my friend Susan Hook. We're in the Repaint Society together. She has a website, My Immortals. I put a link below. I don't think she gives a demonstration on how to do it. I'll do that eventually. But she did give it to us. If she would like to share it, I'll have to ask her. But it was brilliant. I don't know where she came up with it, but she gives me a lot of great ideas. So thank you, Susan. Anyway, I dyed the hair using a fabric dye that is acrylic. And the good thing about that is it sticks to the hair, and it doesn't stain at all. Anyway, we're definitely going to go to demonstration, I swear. So now I am blowing the hair dry, and I have a blow dryer that is on a low heat. So you have to be careful when you're doing this because dolls' hair is made out of plastic, basically, and you could really, really easily melt it. Next, I got really, really brave and decided I would try a curling iron with this doll. First, I will tell you, once you blow it dry, you want to go through and look for any errant little pieces of hair that didn't quite, line up or whatever. And you can see I'm just like straightening up any of that. This is exactly how you would do it on a person too. Exactly the same. So now that my haircut is all done and dry, I'm going to curl it. And I decided to use a curling iron, which I have to tell you was a gamble. So what I did was, this curling iron doesn't get super hot. I guess you could do it on a low heat. But what I did was I took a piece of hair and I tested it first and made sure that there was no melting going to happen, because some doll's hair will definitely melt. So be very careful if you decide to do this, and you can use the comb like this to protect the other hair while you're cooling it. While you're heating it. So also you want to do it in little sections. Exactly, because if you put too much hair in there, the underneath hair is going to curl, but the top hair won't. So you have to do it a little bit at a time. So also don't comb it right away, let it cool and then comb it. So I'm super happy with how it turned out, and I promise I will give you a lesson on how to do that oh, I can't even think, the hair color. Thank you so much for staying all the way to the end. Please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And thank you for everybody who has subscribed. And you can always click the little bell if you want to be notified when I get a new video. I am working very hard on an Ariel doll that is just very time consuming. And I'll have a video, maybe 2, up very soon. Stay safe, everybody. Bye.